Throughout human history, warfare has shaped the rise and fall of civilizations, and at the heart of every great conflict stands a fighting force unlike any other. Today, we're counting down the 10 most dangerous armies ever assembled, ranked from 10 all the way to the undefeated champions at number 1. And yes, this list features the unstoppable Mongol hordes led by Genghis Khan and the legendary army of Sparta. The 10th rank belongs to the Prussian army. Originating in the early 18th century under Frederick William I's rigorous military reforms and perfected by Frederick the Great, these soldiers mastered relentless drill and thunderous volleys, routing larger foes again and again. Their precision, discipline, and innovative general staff system reshaped European warfare, yet after crushing defeats by Napoleon in 1806, they reformed and eventually merged into the Imperial German army, ending the distinct Prussian force by 1919. Number 9, the Persian Immortals. Established in the 6th century BC by Cyrus the Great as a standing corps of 10,000 elite heavy infantry, they maintained constant strength, wore scale armor, carried long spears and wicker shields, and served as both royal bodyguards and shock troops in Xerxes' invasions of Greece. Their seamless rotations and unwavering loyalty made them an unparalleled battlefield force, until Alexander the Great's decisive victories at Gaugamela in 331 BC and the sack of Persepolis in 330 BC brought the Achaemenid Empire, and the Immortals' legendary order, to an end. On number 8, we have Napoleon's Grande Armee. Raised in 1804 by Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte himself, it was organized into self-sufficient corps blending infantry, cavalry, and artillery under Marshal's command. These lean, powerful units marched hundreds of miles on forced marches, foraged for supplies, and struck with coordinated shock at Austerlitz, 1805, Jena, 1806, and Wagram, 1809. Yet the same audacity led to its undoing. The brutal 1812 Russian campaign shattered its ranks, and successive defeats in the War of the Sixth Coalition forced Napoleon's abdication in 1814 and the Grande Armée's final dissolution. Number 7, the Red Army, born from the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution in Russia and driven by fierce ideological zeal, mass conscription, and political commissars enforcing absolute loyalty, it unleashed staggering manpower and deep battle tactics that overwhelmed enemy lines. Hitler's mistake was to, underestimating Soviet resilience and issuing no retreat orders, only stiffened their resolve after the 1941 Barbarossa invasion. Reorganized under marshals like Zhukov, they smashed through German defenses in Operation Bagration, 1944, stormed Berlin in April 1945, ended Nazi tyranny, and by 1946 transitioned into the Soviet armed forces. On number 6, we have the Imperial Japanese Army. Built up after the 1871 Meiji reforms under Emperor Hirohito and led in World War II by General Hideki Tojo, they mixed samurai-inspired Bushido spirit with modern rifles, artillery, and tanks. They crushed forces in Korea, Manchuria, and Southeast Asia with lightning attacks, but became infamous for brutal actions like the Nanjing Massacre and the Bataan Death March. Hampered by overextended supply lines and staggering losses at Midway, Guadalcanal, and Okinawa, and after the atomic bombs on Hiroshima, August 6, and Nagasaki, August 9, Japan surrendered in September 1945, and the Imperial Japanese Army was disbanded under Allied occupation. At number 5, a significant army from the World War II, the Nazi Germany's Wehrmacht, built from 1935 under Adolf Hitler and led by commanders like Heinz Guderian and Erwin Rommel, they unleashed Blitzkrieg's lightning-fast tanks, motorized infantry, and close air support to smash through Poland, France, and beyond. Their deadly speed, tight coordination, and ruthless enforcement made them a terror on every front. Until the Allies closed in from east and west, German industry collapsed under bombing, and the Wehrmacht surrendered unconditionally in May 1945. Number 4, the Spartan Army, born in the rugged Peloponnese where every boy trained from age 7 in the brutal Agog under kings like Leonidas, they fought in tight hoplite phalanxes of bronze shields and 8-foot spears that smashed Persian ranks at Thermopylae. Their unbreakable discipline and fearless sacrifice inspired the hit film 300, turning Spartans into global icons. Yet after their shocking defeat by Thebes at Leuctra in 371 BC, Sparta's population and power dwindled, and those legendary warriors never reclaimed their former glory. Number 3, the Ottoman Janissaries, raised from Christian boys taken by the Devshirme levy and converted to Islam, they trained for years in Istanbul under strict discipline, becoming the empire's shock troops armed with matchlock muskets and powerful arquebuses. At their height they toppled Constantinople in 1453, marched into Vienna's outskirts, and even king-made sultans bowed to their will. But over centuries their ranks swelled with untrained recruits, they grew politically meddlesome, and resisted vital military reforms. So in 1826 Sultan Mahmud II unleashed loyal troops and artillery in the auspicious incident, crushing the Janissaries for good. At number 2, the Roman army. Originating as a citizen militia in the 5th century BC and evolving into professional legions under Marius in the 1st century BC, Roman soldiers drilled in tight manipular formations, built roads and forts as they marched, and used advanced siege engines to conquer Gaul, Britain, and beyond. Their strict discipline, engineering skill, and ability to adapt tactics made them unbeatable, until civil wars, overstretched borders, and reliance on mercenary foederati fractured their unity, leading to the Western Empire's collapse in the late 5th century AD. And finally, at number 1 we have the most deadliest army that ever existed in the history of human civilization, the Mongol army. Under Genghis Khan's command, tens of thousands of riders struck like thunder from the open steppe. Their deadly mix of fast horse archers, who could unleash arrows on the move, and shock cavalry charges shattered enemy formations. Masters of surprise, they used feigned retreats to lure foes into ambushes, then encircled and wiped them out. With strict discipline, every warrior knew his role in the decimal Tumen system, and a ruthless reputation that spread panic long before they arrived, making the Mongols history's most terrifying fighting force.